My name is Jeff and I'm with E-Z-MRP, and today we are talking about building the widget. This is part 3. When I left you in part 2, we were going through the action items of the what to buy report, which we have here, and we were working in the purchase orders. And what we did was we created a blanket purchase order. On 8/24/2018, we have 300 coming in. This will fulfill our demand for work order 85. And the remaining 700, because we took that 1,000 that was initially ordered and we split it, so we can get to 300 a little bit sooner, so it'll meet our production, and we have the remaining 700 coming in on September 10th. Our next action item is for chewing gum, and we have 1,060 pieces short altogether. So I'm going to create a purchase order to get that quantity fulfilled, and in order to meet this quantity we need it in by 8/26, and we have 9/24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a blanket PO, and I want to get looks like I'm going to want to get at least 1,000. Let's see, 800. So I want 800 by 8/29. Actually, by 8/26. So I'm going to bring in 800 on 8/26, and I will bring in the remaining amount on the 24th of September. So I'm in my purchase order, and I'm just going to select add, and we are going to put in a due date, start date of today's date, which is the 14th. And since this is going to be a blanket order, I really want to put it out past the last due date. So I'm going to put this out to the 29th. In fact, I'm going to put it out to the 30th, as I want everything in. We have your proposals, quotes, and firm orders. This is a firm order. And we are going to get our vendor put in here. I put in my vendor, my buyer's name, which is Manny. I'm going to go ahead and save this purchase order. Go into my detail side and select my chewing gum. And like I said, I'm going to bring these in on the 26th. So I want them in on the 27th, and I want 800 pieces. And I am going to bring in my remaining quantity. So we have 800 to 260 more pieces. We will want to bring in a month later. Put that by 28th. We'll give ourselves the 28th. That'll be for 260 pieces. And in fact, I'm just going to bump this up. I want to have it. I really should. It is bubble gum. I use quite a bit of it. So I'm going to order 1,260. All right. And notice these orders are not posted to the supply side. So I will go ahead and hit post. Ready to post unposted lines to the supply side. Okay to continue. Okay. All unposted lines posted to the supply side. Okay. And so we have our chewing gum dilemma handled. And now we want to do our wire. And it looks like I want to go ahead and I want to fulfill my safety stock. Looks like September 1st for 600. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it all in on the 1st. I can sit on it for 30 days. The remaining 200 pieces, I can sit on those for 30 days. So I'm going to just go ahead. I'm just going to create one PO for that. And in fact, I get them from the same vendor, so I'm just going to add it to this purchase order here. And that's my wire. And I want that in-house by the 1st September. So actually, I'm going to bring that in on the 31st of August. And I want 800 pieces, 800 feet. And notice here I have it in a spool. So it has our unit of measure conversions. So I'm going to go ahead and post this PO again. And it's going to ready to post unposted lines to the supply side. Yes. Okay. So now that I've got all my purchase orders in place, we're going to go up here and we are going to run our calculator. And let's take a quick look at our supply side to see what changes we've made. We have another purchase order line for the mirrors. We have another purchase order. We have 2 purchase orders now for chewing gum, and we have a purchase order in for the wire. And now let's take a look at our buy report. And we're just going to look at our net, preview it, and wow, much better. All of our action items have now been cleared. The only action item we have is safety stock. Safety stock will always show as an action item because we have exceeded the limit, the minimum limit of that inventory. So as long as we've exceeded a limit, whether it's minimum inventory or maximum inventory, it's always going to remain an action item. And this is how we want our buy report and our make reports to look. Very few lines. So we will finish this out in part 3 of building the widget.